Southern Discomfort are number 004, Windmill Winkin. Number 1, Ferris Jeweler. Number 10, Gemma English. Number 101, Blitzkrieg. Number 414, Bell. Number 17, Sully. Number 19, Ron Jib. Number 254, Luke. Number 33, JT. Number 5, Asbite. Number 58, Chaz. Number 76, Grim. Number 888, Bullet Bomber. Number 89, Law Have Mercy. And number 9, Beth Lord.
And for the Inhuman League, we have 03, Wince. 041, Slays Them. 100, Taylor Dawson. 13, Doom. 182, Knievel. 21, Blocky. 316, Skate Pliskin. 5, Gav is Gone. 644, Giganator, Gigantor. I can read. 66, Double Tap. 810, Fenno. 87, Hoof. 90, Dorney. 91, Art Hole. And 93, Crash Test Barbie.
I am Eek, and this is Nee Bosch, and we're with you for the rest of this game. We are 4 seconds to Road Derby. The teams are approaching the track.
Lining up for this first jam for Till. It looks like we have number 5, Gav is Gone.
It's Ferris Jeweler for SDRD on the jam line. Five seconds has been called. And we're off with the first game of the big weekend.
No immediate breakaways. Both jammers seem to be engaged in the pack at the moment.
Some strong wall work being shown by both teams, but it is Ferris Jeweler who manages to sneak past on the outside, picking up lead jammer.
And meanwhile, Gav has picked up a penalty, which looks like a forearms, and we're going to have a sit down in the box.
Ferris Jeweler is back on their scoring pass, but a lovely hit by Fenno to the outside, denying them the full points this time at least. But they have sneaked up on the inside, picked up 4 points and called it, freezing the Inhuman League jammer in the penalty box. As a jammer, Tamsin, that's got to be the worst thing to happen. You've got a penalty and now you've had to stay over on another jam.
Yeah, when you're out of breath, getting a bit tired, looking forward to going back to your bench, and then...
We've got Blitzkrieg on the jam line for SDRD.
And when they come back, it will be Gav for the Inhuman League. And that's Blitz out immediately for SDRD. But Gav, not to be outdone, has slipped through. Blitzkrieg doesn't like the look of that. Calls the jam to keep the Inhuman League to 0 points.
SDRD seem to be sticking to a points and call it situation, trying to limit the number of points that the Inhuman League score. Let's see how they answer. They've got Double Tap on the line. And Windmill Winkin for SDRD.
Some lovely fast toe stop work by Double Tap on the outside, but then to be reabsorbed. Meanwhile, Windmill is out with lead.
We have an SDRD player, Ron Jib, making their way to the Cloud 7 penalty box. Four points picked up by SDRD. They have not gone for the points and call it tactic this time.
a lovely slippy, slidey, jumpy, hoppy move by Double Tap there to get through for their first scoring pass as well.
So Inhuman League are off the mark with 4 points from Double Tap in that jam.
And meanwhile, Southern Discomfort are up to 20 points.
We will take this time in between jams to thank our officials, both skating and non-skating. We appreciate you.
While we're at it, also thank you, medics. We love you. Thanks for everything you do.
It's Sully on the jam line for SDRD.
And I believe that is Pliskin for Till. Yes. I would know that ponytail anywhere.
Sully battling a strong inside wall, but pops out and picks up lead jammer.
Meanwhile, Pliskin recycled to the back, but fighting back through.
A multiplayer block for one of the Inhuman League skaters. Sully picks up 4 points and is coming for some more.
Pliskin, meanwhile, fighting through the pack.
That is a beautiful two-wall at the front, but obviously the second I complimented it, the jammer got out.
Announcer's curse.
But that was some lovely work there at the front, just holding Pliskin there.
Inhuman League now on 8, SDRD now on 26.
We have a 4-3 blocker advantage to SDRD coming into this jam.
Lining up for Till, we have Hoof.
And lining up for SDRD, we have Blitzkrieg. A big hit from Blitzkrieg to Hoof off the jam line. Powers through the wall and picks up lead jammer.
Hoof trying a last-minute run up the inside line. Looks like he might have got past, but recycled back to the back to be safe.
The penalty box is starting to look a little full, as we've got 2 blockers for the Inhuman League having a sit down and 1 for SDRD. Blitzkrieg has such a unique kind of posture when they're coming around. It's really interesting. On straight up that outside line to pick up 4 more points.
Hoof, meanwhile, being recycled at the back.
This is a big jam for SDRD. Having those blockers in the bin really, really penalising Inhuman League here. 16 points so far for Blitzkrieg. And a dart up that inside line.
And calls it off before Hoof can come round to score any for the Inhuman League.
He has very fast footwork on those edges.
Are we talking about Blitz?
I am.
I was a fan of that juke on lap 2, I think.
But that almost doubled their score in one jam, taking SDRD to 46 points, Inhuman League to 8.
For this next jam, we have number 5, Gav is gone, lining up for the Inhuman League.
And number 1, Ferris Jeweler. And Ferris Jeweler straight up that inside line.
Gav straight out behind.
Oh, jammer on jammer. Gav with a big hit. You love to see it.
Ferris Jeweler saying, you know what, I can't be bothered, I'm going to call it off.
You
no
love-
one's getting any
you
points.
love
If
to
I
see a
can't
bit
have any
jammer.
points, no one's getting any points.
You love to see it.
Gemma dropping some scissors on turn 3 there.
We appreciate our track repair people.
Thank you, track repair.
We've got Windmill Winkin.
Double tap lining up for the Inhuman League. Practice it with me, Belinda.
No.
Windmill, Wilkin,
And he is in fact lead jammer.
whoever he is.
Whoever he is.
Oh, and double tap doing some amazing backward toe stop hop to get out as well.
It always shows fantastic awareness when a jammer can look up, know they've got a no pass, no penalty, and can go with safe in the knowledge they're not getting a penalty.
Woohoo, and make quick work of that first scoring lap as well.
Now we have a blocker advantage to the Inhuman League. But I said that too soon, and Fenno is going to the bin to make a full blocker component.
We have one blocker on the track for the Inhuman League currently.
It's always a sad moment when you're left alone, but you do what you can do. And unfortunately, they are issued a penalty, but need to stay on the track until there is space to go to the penalty box. The Cloud 7 penalty box is getting some use in this last couple of jams.
Good use of the sponsorship money, Cloud.
So,
Okay, so that was Knievel heading to the box at the end of that jam there to take a sit for, I think that was a pack penalty.
so we only have 3 blockers on track for this next jam. Doom being a one-person wall.
And for the other two, can we read numbers? And that's Graham. And if Doom would just move slightly, I could read the number on the other shirt, but I can't, Belinda. I can't read it.
He's a tall man.
Pliskin lining up to jam for the Inhuman League.
And number 17, Sully. A strong jammer contingent from SDRD here. There's a lot of Team England players in that jammer lineup.
Have we mentioned the score recently? So that's 58 to SDRD, 16 to the Inhuman League. Ooh, and we're back playing. Both jammers taking a running start there, but it is Pliskin that gets out with lead.
The Inhuman League's first lead of the game.
Little thumbs up to bench there.
Pliskin's very pleased.
And a very quick first scoring lap.
A lovely knockoff on the inside line by Doom, denying Sully those points. Lovely solo blocking work by Grim at the front, but just not quite enough to stop Pliskin picking up 4 points.
Meanwhile, Sully has completed that scoring pass, is coming around for more, but will be denied any more points today. Thank you.
The Cloud 7 penalty box is empty. We are looking at 62 points for Southern Discomfort, 24 to the Inhuman League.
Am I going to attempt to work out these differentials today? It's like 1 to 2 and a bit, to 2 and a lot. 1 to nearly 3.
If you're in the hall with us today, do not forget there is both a raffle and a tombola.
And a cake stall.
And a cake stall and some other lovely stores for you to have a look at, including our sponsor for the penalty box, Cloud 7 Clothing.
Right. Back to business. We have Gav lining up for the Inhuman League.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much to Alice, who's just come to tell us that in the last few seconds of that jam, a delayed cut penalty was issued to White 17 Sully. That means that SDRD will start with a jammer in the box. So we're looking at a power jam here for the Inhuman League. This is exactly what they need to take back control of this game.
And this is why everyone seems glued to the pivot line.
And as you said that, everyone moved.
It's like they heard me. Gav exploding off the jam line and right through.
He knows that's his
SDRD
opportunity.
wall. Yeah.
He knows that this is what his opportunity to do something good here. And he made the most of it with a quick lead. Oh, and some lovely offense there on the inside line.
Making easy work of that first scoring pass.
4 points for Inhuman League.
Sully, meanwhile, back on track, re-meeting that till wall. doing some side to side and getting out.
And Gav picks up 4 more points and calls it before Sully can pick up any. We've got 62 for SDRD and 32 for the Inhuman League. 8 points, nice.
That is 30 points difference, Belinda.
Is that a bit easier for you?
That one's, yeah, easier to work out. If they could just keep their scoring to even 5s and 10, that would make my job a lot easier. Double tap, lining up to jam for the Inhuman League.
And we've got Windmill Wilkin.
Well done.
Thank you. Very proud of myself. We would like to thank Brewers Decorator Centre for helping sponsor this event. Your choice for paint and wallpaper.
Windmill has shot out of the front there to get lead. Meanwhile, Double Tap doing some exciting one hand down, skipping out the front, not far behind.
Double Tap has excellent awareness of where all the players on track are.
And excellent flexibility.
Always helpful.
And anti-gravity powers as well, I think.
4 points picked up there for SDRD, taking their total to 66.
Inhuman League still on 32.
We've got Blitzkrieg lining up for SDRD.
And Pliskin for the Inhuman League.
We have an official timeout. While we have this timeout, we would like to thank our medics. We love our medics, keeping us safe and in one piece. They are extremely experienced, have been to a number of roller derby events, so know exactly how to keep roller derby safe. We'd also like to thank our track repair people. Pablo's doing an excellent job.
Thank you, Pablo.
We are 3 to 4 blockers on track, and Blitzkrieg has used that to his advantage with a very quick lead indeed.
Pliskin, meanwhile, recycled to the back by Ronjib, having to fight to try and make progress.
Blitzkrieg making some strong resistance at the front, but powers through to pick up 4 points. Forearms penalty for one of the SDRD blockers, meaning that the Cloud 7 penalty box has 2 SDRD blockers in currently. Jammer on jammer.
Pliskin had done a little small tornado move to get out of the pack there, which I was going to comment on before the jammer on jammer started.
Wince
So
has taken themselves a sit down in the Cloud 7 penalty box. Both jammers picking up 4 points and thinking, do they want another little battle? Yes, they do. Well, Blitzkrieg said no.
That brings our score to 78 to SDRD. I have to wait until the scorekeeper moves their hand. 36 to the Inhuman League.
So with Wince still being in the Cloud 7 penalty box, we are starting with a 4-3 blocker advantage to SDRD.
Hoof for Till, skipping out the front to pick up lead there.
We have a large number of Inhuman League fans in the Walker Dome today because that reaction to lead got a huge cheer.
Sneaky points and call from Hoof, picking up 3 points for Till there. Southern Discomfort managing to sneak through and bag 1.
Yeah, the crowd seems to definitely have a favourite at this moment in time. We have number 17, Sully, on the jam line for SDRD.
And that is number 5, Gaviscon for Till. Belinda's going to have a tongue pastic. And then we will update you with lead jammer, who is Sully. Gav not far behind, giving Sully a run for his money. Ooh. Sully trying to call it off to keep Till to 0 points on that jam. Was it successful? Yes. That is a 0-0 jam.
However, picks up no points himself. But I did enjoy the little jumping at the end.
Jumping and swirling, that's what we like to see from our jammers.
We've got Windmill on the jam line.
And double tap for Till. Deciding to start from a little further back, maybe for a little run up.
And it worked as double tap picks up lead jammer.
Windmill getting held up by Giggs, who is now going for a sit down for the trouble.
That's not what double tap wanted to see, as 2 of their jammers have a sit down, 2 of their blockers have a sit down in this Cloud 7 penalty box.
Calling it there to prevent SDRD from getting any more points. However, freezing those 2 blockers in the penalty box for the next jam.
So we've got Crash Test Barbie and Gigantos having a sit down to think about what they've done, giving SDRD a 4-2 blocker advantage. We've got Blitzkrieg on the line for SDRD.
And that is Pliskin for the Inhuman League.
And a big hit through the front. You've got Blitzkrieg as your lead jammer.
Pliskin not to be outdone, not far behind.
And Dorney must go to the Cloud 7 penalty box for a, believe, a forearms penalty, but I may be wrong. Oh, and a big jump there. Why bother trying to take on the blockers when you can jump the apex instead? Not to be outdone, Biskin decided to jump the apex as well.
Last minute, right before that 4th whistle.
And he's delighted. We've got a 12-point jam there for SDRD and an 8-point jam there for the Inhuman League, taking us to 95 points to 50. So in the last few jams, they're kind of keeping this differential. SDRD
and also keeping some blockers in the penalty box.
I think that is what's costing the Inhuman League at the moment.
Hoof lining up for Inhuman League, currently being held at the back by that SDRD wall. Meanwhile, Ferris Jeweler has made it out for lead. Nice skip up the inside line there, brings Hoof out.
Always impressive when a jammer gets out relatively quickly when they've only got 2 blockers on track.
Hoof was being held there, but a bit of a shield from Fenno got him out for another scoring pass.
You've got a lovely, lovely wall at the front there by Donnie and Fenno really doing their best to deny Ferris Jeweler, but with a one hand down, they popped out, picked up the final 4 points. There's a hand in the way of our projector. We cannot give you the information.
I believe that is a 103 to Southern Discomfort and a 55 to the Inhuman League.
We have Sully on the jam line for SDRD, and a big hit out to the outside denies them.
That is also Gav for Till, who's also been recycled to the very back of the pack.
Doom is sent to the Cloud 7 box for a high block.
And Gav is sent to the penalty box for, that looks like a cut.
That is their second penalty today, I believe.
Oh, just a little flight taking place on turn 1 there.
Now, last time SDRD were given a power jam, they made the most of it with a 20-point jam. Let's see what they can do with this one.
No pressure.
Sully making quick work there of picking up 4 points, another 4 points, giving their total to 8. He really wants that now highest jam point jam, so he's now on 12 points. However, the bench says you need to call it. I believe they were trying to freeze Gav in the Cloud 7 penalty box, but did not quite manage it in time.
Which means this wasn't a record beater for the highest points scoring jam. But it's 14 to SDRD there, bringing us to 117 for SDRD to 55 to the Inhuman League.
It did stretch their lead. Official review.
Okay, let's
Official
do some
review
maths.
for the Inhuman League.
I think that's a 2-ish to 1-ish.
You do some
proportion
maths, I'm
so
going to find
far.
out what's going on. So, the Inhuman League are asking for a penalty for the white jammer.
It was Surly in that previous jump.
Let me be hit on right. They wanted an illegal contact called on Sully as the drummer for hitting a blockage over an umpire. We will not be making that call.
Okay.
But wait until the jam starts. We have no odds.
Appreciate you.
Nope, don't know.
So the result of that official review, Inhuman League were looking to get an illegal contact on the white jammer Sully for blocking when there was a no pack situation. Refs have said no and are sticking with their original assessment. Inhuman League lose their official review, but they do gain lead jammer.
It's a good consolation. That is double tap with lead there, with Windmill not far behind, both coming in for their scoring
Oh,
pass.
look at that lovely jump over those hips by double tap. And sneaking up the outside, picking up 4 more points. Double Tap having a great game today.
Meanwhile, Wilkin, involved in a very physical altercation with the Till blockers, manages to steer through on turn 3 to get out for another pass as well.
I believe Fenno is going to the penalty box, the Cloud 7 penalty box, for a direction. So SDRD will start the next jam with a 4-3 blocker advantage.
Lining up for this next jam, we have Pliskin and Blitz, a common matchup that we've seen today. Blitz managing to, I think, just grab a shirt there and run up the inside line, taking a nice shirt whip from one of his teammates.
Not to be outdone. We've got Piskin out as well.
Ooh, and just skipping around the inside, managing to avoid all of the SDRD blockers there, coming around for another scoring pass.
And a big beam dip to the outside for Blitzkrieg. Picks up another 4 points.
A little juke there for Pliskin, bringing him round, making quick work of that next scoring pass too. Blitz, is that enough? Calls it, having scored 12 for SDRD. Oh yeah, and 8 there for the Inhuman League, bringing our total score 137 to SDRD and 71 to the Inhuman League.
We've got Ferris Jeweler on the line for SDRD.
And that is 8-7 Hoof on the line for Till.
And the Cloud 7 penalty box is actually empty.
That makes a change.
Hoof being denied up that inside line there. Twinkle toes up the inside line, but didn't quite make it.
That is Ferris Jeweler out with lead. Hoof fighting, temporarily all 4 of the SDRD blockers there. But we have seen one of them is now bridging.
And we have one of the Inhuman League blockers going to the penalty box for a destruction.
A nice twirly apex jump, bringing Ferris Jeweler round past the pack for another scoring pass. Hoof down to the last 2 SDRD blockers up at the front here.
That is Law Have Mercy taking a sit down in the Cloud 7 penalty box for a forearms. Oh, it's a lovely little fake out on the outside. Picks up Ferris Jeweler, another 4 points. That was beautiful.
Hoof back in that place up at the front against 1 SDRD blocker. Now out completing that last scoring pass.
And another 4 points picked up for Ferris Jeweler in the meantime. We've got 16 points there for Southern Discomfort and 6 points for the Inhuman League, taking our totals to 153 to 77.
154, correction.
154. We've got Sully on the jam line for SDRD.
And that is Gaviscon for Till.
SDRD will, of course, be in action tomorrow against Tyne and Fear.
I can't be impartial about that, so no comment.
Sully straight up the inside line and picks up lead jammer.
Gav, meanwhile, picking up a cut penalty and going for a sit down in the Cloud 7 penalty box. Doom trying a bad bum sail to stop Sully there, but as we always coach.
Don't bum sail. We've got Bell taking a sit down in the Cloud 7 penalty box for SDRD as Sully picks up another 4 points, taking their total to 8. So what happened there is SDRD tried a cheeky little maneuver. The ref said no, and Fluke must go to the penalty box for a skating out of bounds.
Gav, meanwhile, back on track, taking some lovely offense from the tail blockers there.
Being joined by Bullet Bomber, so Ronchip doing a fantastic job alone, but it is very difficult to block when you are solo.
Back here to help out blockers.
So Sully gonna recycle Gav. Essentially what we're doing here is Sully is wasting time to make sure that their blockers get out of the bin, because he knows that blocking is easier with 4 than it is with 2. And he's not wrong. And both blockers have been released from the bin. Sully accomplished their job well there. I love to see some tactical gameplay. I like clever derby. Tamsin is shaking her head. She disagrees. We are on 167 to 81.
Double tap starting with a spin there, just getting knocked off to the out.
We've got Windmill as lead jammer. I love it when someone picks up a lead while falling through the air. I also love it when a crowd groans. However, Double Tap has received a penalty, so must sit themselves down in the Cloud 7 penalty box.
Windmill taking some offense from the SDRD blockers there.
We are being told that the penalty that Double Tap received was an illegal contact. Thank you, Quadders.
Windmill, meanwhile, made quick work of that first scoring pass. Oh, second scoring pass, excuse me, and is coming back for some more.
Tasty, tasty points. Big hits there.
Double
Body-
tap back from the box, fighting some SDRD blockers at the back of the pack there.
On a big hit there to the inside. And Windmill came back on when they shouldn't, so they must get a cut track penalty and go to sit down. However, they're being joined by Double Tap, also getting a cut track penalty.
Going to see a jammer switcheroo.
So, we're going for 2 full minutes of this jam. Not that we're biased because we play for Tyne and Fear, but we love a 2-minute jam. And Blocky going back to the Cloud 7 penalty box. You don't often see that from that player.
Double tap taking a hit to the inside from Chaz there. Before
Fen-
the end of the jam is whistled.
Fenno going to the Cloud 7 penalty box for a direction, meaning that once again, SDRD will start with a 4-2 blocker advantage. And I have said that a few times this game.
Also said that it is Pliskin versus Blitzkrieg a few times this game.
Yeah, they have been quite solidly matched up. This is quite obviously an intentional thing from the teams. And we have a timeout for SDRD. And while we have this timeout, I'm going to thank our streaming team for making this possible. Quadders is giving us a thumbs up. We are appreciative of both Quadders and Frankie for helping set this up and making the streaming possible. We appreciate you. Thank you. Cheers for Quadders and Frankie.
Thank you also to Track Repair, who are doing an excellent job.
And if you are here in person at the Walker Activity Dome, please go and check out the stands available. We've got lots of nice things for you to buy. We've got a raffle, we've got a tombola, got a cake stand. Go and check it out.
We've got merch.
The timeout is over.
Once again, everyone's stuck to the pivot line at the front.
But not a power jam this time. No pack immediately being called.
Blitz managing to get lead there fairly easily, pushing through the two tail blockers at the front.
As Bell takes a sit down with Ron Jib in the Cloud 7 penalty box due to failures to reform penalties.
Blitz, meanwhile, doing a little beam dip to get that scoring pass.
Oh,
And
look
doing
at
a
that dancing.
One-footed glide to get the
Little
second
bit of a
scoring pass.
dance on the outside line for Blitzkrieg there. Oh, they're having a little bit of a dance all alone at this point because they're waiting for the other jammer. We've seen this a lot with these two. They just like having a little bit of jammer on jammer. Lovely hit by Fenno there to the outside,
being
limiting
recycled to the
Blitzkrieg,
back.
and a lovely pullback by Dorney. Blitzkrieg says, no, I've had enough, let's call it off.
That brings us to the intermission. Half time is 191 to SDRD and 83 to Till.
We will be back in approximately 10 minutes.
derby.
Everybody loves a collab.
Oh yeah, should we have done like X, Tyne and Fear, X, SDRD, X, NJRD?
So
Well, we have a couple of seconds before this jam. We would like to thank our tournament photographers. Currently around the track and in the building, we have Live Through Argo's Lens, we have Roller Derby on Film, the two Jasons, and we have Paul from Incident Light. Thank you very much for taking photographs and making us look excellent.
we've got Blitzkrieg on the line for SDRD.
And Gav Fortil, who is out in no time and takes lead jammer.
And then a star pass from SDRD from Blitz to Fluke. A very quick off the mark star pass. And
Seems to have
Fluke.
paid off. Fluke is now through completing that initial scoring pass before Gav has managed to make it through again.
Big hit to Gav to the outside there. And Grim goes to the Cloud 7 penalty box as our first player in the penalty box this half.
Gav taking a lovely bit of offense from Giggs there at the front to make it through on that second scoring pass.
The Inhuman League have come out fighting.
They obviously had a great halftime chat in the changing room.
But SDRD have breached the 200-point mark.
That is 201 to SCRD and 91 to the Inhuman League.
I would say drink, but it's a bit early.
I've got some water here. Hydrate. That is Pliskin lining up against not Blitz.
It's Sully. They have changed the rotation up a little bit. Let's see what happens. Some strong blocking work from both walls here as both jammers are struggling to find a way through, but it is Piskin who manages it and picks up lead jammer.
Sully still. Oh! It was. And that Dorney.
A little hop around Dorney. Tamsing has realised that she has been speaking to a dead mic for the last 5 minutes.
Hopefully you can hear me now.
Realising that you've just heard me responding to Tamsin for the last 5 minutes and nothing about Tamsin.
I wasn't saying anything interesting. Okay, we've got double tap lining up for the Inhuman League.
And we've got Ferris Jeweler for SDRD. Again, some lovely strong blocking work here. The blockers have had a half-time Wheaties and they are coming out strong.
Ferris Jeweler really that the front there. Skipping through.
Fluke did their best on the outside, but double tap just snuck through. But Ferris Jeweler is also now out of the pack.
Once again, turning my microphone off, Belinda.
Double tap picking up 4 points. Will this be the jam that the Inhuman League go above 100 points? Let's see what double tap can do. Oh, being blocked by your own blocker there.
Bit of friendly
Fennel
fire from Fenno.
just wanted a cuddle. Fennel just wanted to give double tap a cuddle.
Deciding to make up for it there by doing a lovely piece of offense on that SDRD blocker. Yes, the Inhuman League have just passed 100. Well, they're at 100. Now a score as it now stands is 205 to SDRD, 100 to the Inhuman League.
You can do that math, Tamsin. I believe in you.
That's about 2-1, Belinda. I would say there's about 105 points difference between the two teams right now.
About, yeah.
Why would I say that?
We've got Windmill and Hoof on the jam line. Again, we're seeing some differences in the walls than we saw in the first half. The first half, the jammers were getting out quite quickly, each set of jammers. The blockers really have had some wheaties and are delaying the jammers a lot longer this half. But Windmill is our lead jammer.
Hoof, meanwhile, has passed 2 numbers on the shirt. Doom.
4 points picked up by Windmill.
Doom doing a nice one-leg twirly-whirly on the outside there, but ending up getting recycled to the back.
4 more points for Windmill.
Doom now skipping out to complete that first scoring pass. Windmill deciding that's quite enough points for the till, thank you, and calling it, making that a 12 for jam for SDRD, bringing our total to 217 to SDRD, 104 to till.
And I don't want to jinx anyone, but that was a whole jam with no one in the Cloud 7 penalty box.
Well, you've done it now. This next jam sees number 5, Gaviscon, lining up against Blitzkrieg.
That appears to be the new pairing for this half. A big hit out there by Law Have Mercy on Gaviscon as
Meanwhile,
Blitzkrieg gets out the front and picks up lead jammer. Four points picked up there by Blitzkrieg.
Gav,
We're having a
meanwhile,
little-
putting in a shift now at the front of the pack.
We're having a slight problem seeing as a lot of the action is happening on turn 1 and we cannot see through the officials. However, we do appreciate our officials.
Thank you, officials, for doing everything you do, which sometimes is obscuring our view.
For the greater good.
For the greater good. Keeping our players safe.
While we have an official timeout, we would like to thank our medics once again, Events Medical. They have been around roller derby for a long time now, so not only do they know how to keep everyone else safe, they also know how to keep the peculiar breed of roller that is the roller derby skater safe as well. They know our sport, they know how to treat us when we get injured. We really do appreciate having them at this event.
Our skaters are on track, ready for this next jam when it does want to start. That is Pliskin lining up for Till.
And Sully lining up for SDRD.
Yeah, but I'm confused. You're allowed to leave if you're having a medical emergency. What is it? It doesn't count to your time though if you're not there. Did we just not see her? Was she camouflaged to the box?
Inhuman League having a little bit of a cuddle on the pivot line, and why not?
Pliskin deciding that as well as trying to get a cuddle from Blitz, might as well try and get a cuddle from his own blockers.
I wonder if we'll see as much jammer on jammer action with Sully and Piskin as we did see with Blitz and Piskin.
What were the... I wanted to call out those cakes. Was it Rocky Road things? Okay. And that is the jam started.
There was a large no pack call there, and once the referee has yelled that twice, you're going to start seeing people go to the Cloud 7 penalty bin, and that is exactly what we've seen.
It is Pliskin who is out with lead, but both Pliskin and Sully were approaching the patch there. Pliskin deciding to finish that jam with a jump.
And we are starting the next jam on a 3-2 blocker advantage to the Inhuman League.
We have Hoof out for the Inhuman League and Ferris Jeweler out for SDRD.
We're having an official timeout.
They're in
And-
position though, they're going to be waiting like that for a while with their hands on their knees.
I like that they're mirroring each other though.
Oh,
As you say things as an announcer, they immediately stop happening.
oh, we have, I think that an official timeout was to send a blocker to the penalty box. I did not see for why.
So we only have one blocker on track for SDRD. And they are doing a fantastic
Yeah,
job.
they're doing a fantastic job. It is Hoof.
That was
is out
Grim
with
there
lead.
as a solo blocker, and that was fantastic work. If you, as a solo blocker, can hold someone that long, you are impressive.
Most of our SDRD blockers have returned
And
from the
Ferris
penalty box now.
Jeweler being sent to the penalty box for a forearms penalty.
Hoof, meanwhile, skipping by on the inside to pick up some more points and calling the jam to freeze Ferris Jeweler in that penalty box.
Thinking he'd quite like to give Gav a power jam start. Very nice of him too. We just have Ferris Jeweler in the Cloud 7 penalty box.
Looking great under that Cloud 7 banner, wouldn't you say?
And Gav is out and picking up lead jammer.
Tawny doing an interesting foot stamp move there to potentially intimidate some SDRD blockers, do we think?
Or maybe just get your balance sorted and right. One or the other. Lovely Inhuman League wall there, knocking the jammer out to the outside.
Gav, however, has gone for a sit down in the Cloud 7 penalty box.
To think about what he's done.
And what he's done, I didn't see. Sorry.
No,
Liam.
neither did I. We were once again blinded by the herd of zebra. Oh, and a big attempt at an apex leap there by Gav as they came out of the bin, but not successful, and he is now, or was, stuck on a 3-wall, but he is out. As Ferris Jeweler picks up 4 points. There's penalties flying fast everywhere as Ron Jib gets a clockwise.
And Doom is sent to the penalty box for something. Cloud 7 penalty box filling up.
Oh, lovely hit there to the outside. By Luke, I believe that was. And 4 more points for Ferris Jeweler.
Gav doing
Lovely
a skip
twinkle toes.
and a jump on the inside line there to pick up
when you're a blocker, you cannot understand how jammers do that kind of twinkle toe thing. There doesn't appear to be room, and then somehow there's room. It is not a thing my blocker brain can comprehend.
It's a space-time thing, Belinda.
So what?
Believing. We have a timeout being called by, I believe, SDRD. And while we have this timeout, we'd like to thank our sponsor, Brewers Decorator Center. Your choice in paint and wallpaper. We appreciate you taking time to sponsor this event. Thank you very much. We would also like to thank Cloud 7 Clothing. Cloud 7 Clothing is often a sponsor for our events, and we appreciate you.
Thank you.
Fantastic roller derby apparel available at Cloud 7. Go and get yourself some tops. Personally, I love that they offer the curved fit on their t-shirts because, quite frankly, my hips and bum are too big for a straight line t-shirt.
I know this problem. I would also like to shout out the Rocky Road squares that are currently on the cake stand right now, made by Tyne and Fears Lil. There is a game happening, but I just needed to mention those. They are delicious.
While Tamsin was talking about the Rocky Roads, the jam has started and double tap has been sent to the Cloud 7 penalty box
And windmill
for a
is
cut
been
track.
sent to the outside of turn 2. Recycle to the back of the pack.
An interesting choice. The panty is off, meaning that this jam will now go for 2 minutes, I believe.
Doom doing a great
Oh, and
catch
a
out from
lovely
there.
little boop off with the bum by Crash Test Barbie.
And this has been some excellent delay from Till as double tap. Now returns to track, skips past some SDRD blockers at the back, but is recycled.
That was some fantastic work there by Dorney, Gigantor, Barbie, really shutting down that power jam as much as possible. Really fantastic work, well done.
Double tap, skipping up the outside line there to get out. And now returns to the pack, scoring
And
points.
Windmill just defying every attempt to wallop them off the inside there, picking up 4 points as they go.
A lovely pin offense from Barbie there, getting double tap past that
And,
back SDRD blocker.
and again, Windmill just defying any attempt to hit them off. Picking up 4 points.
Double tap has now made it through that SDRD wall.
And Windmill is finally actually hit off by Dorney, just right at the end of that jam there. 8 points to 4.
It felt like a lot more than that, didn't it?
It did feel like a
was
lot more
big
than that.
fight for those jammers in that jam. That brings our total 2-4-5 to SDRD and 1-2-7 to the Inhuman League.
We have seen some fantastic blocking being shown in this second half. The blockers really have come out fighting, and shown by the really excellent shutdown of that power jam by that Inhuman League 3 wall we saw in the last jam.
I want to know what sweets the Inhuman League were eating at half time.
I would like some.
Or was it the Rocky Roads, Belinda? Unconfirmed, but potentially Lil's Rocky Road squares give you a
do they
player
make you a better
advantage.
skier?
Yes, they make you go faster.
Southern Discomfort are on 2-4-5, Inhuman League 1-2-7.
We have Pliskin lining up to jam for the Inhuman League.
And Solly for SDRD.
Pliskin being recycled to the back. Meanwhile, Sully is pushing that till wall out to the front.
And he is round, really isolating each player individually to just push them not where they wanted to be.
Pliskin has now been sent to the penalty box for a sit down. Is
And
sitting under that Cloud 7
And
sign.
Fenno is accompanying them because no one likes to go to the box alone. Again, a lovely knowledge there of the game. When a jammer looks up, they understand the no pass, no penalty and can jump straight back on.
And skip straight back over Taylor Dawson's heel there to get a lovely second scoring pass.
And we have a pretty full-looking Cloud 7 penalty box on the Inhuman League side.
Oh, some of them have decided to come back now.
Always a good choice. Sully picks up 4 more points, giving them a 16-point power jab. Will they get more than the 20 we saw in the first half? Piskin taking absolutely no prisoners there as they were getting out. They were getting out whether it was through players or not.
Sully calls that jam there, having been hit off to the outside of turn 2.
Picks up 2 points, 18 points in that jam. 263 to 129. We've got Blitzkrieg out straight away as your lead jammer.
And Gav not 2 steps behind for Till.
Blitzkrieg going into the pack, bum first, picking up 1 cheeky point.
And keeping Gav to 0 points for that jam.
A very fast jam, that one.
It was. Blink and you miss it.
We've got Ferris Jeweler on the line for SDRD.
And that is Hoof for Till. Both jammers currently on the back of their respective walls. Hoof being recycled to the back of the pack.
Chris Taylor Dawson has gone to the Cloud 7 penalty box and has been joined by both Wince and JT.
Both jammers still stuck in the pack now, making their way to turn 2.
Lovely strong SDRD wall at the back there.
And lovely teamwork from Slaysdom and Doom to try and keep Ferris Jeweler.
And Slaysdom gets a high block penalty and must go to the Cloud 7 penalty box.
Taylor Dawson trying to hold Ferris Jeweler at the front there, but taking a tumble to the outside of the track, allowing Ferris to carry on in his way.
We have Bell going to the Cloud 7 penalty box for a high block, being followed by Bullet Bomber. And in fact, Hoof as well going to the Cloud 7 penalty box for a cut track. Cloud 7 penalty box is clearly where it's at.
Ferris Jeweler up against Wince and Doom, but manages to skip round the outside of turn 4 to get out for one more pass.
And a big hit there by Slaysdom on JT. And Hoof is released from the box in the last second of that jam. So we'll be starting with an empty penalty box. That was a high penalty jam.
It was a high penalty jam and not a particularly high points jam. It was 10 to SDRD and 4 to the Inhuman League, bringing our total 274 to SDRD and 133 to the Inhuman League.
We've got Windmill versus Double Tap on the line.
Double Tap meeting the butt of Luke at the back there to be recycled back. Oh, and then picking up a penalty, going to have a sit down in the Cloud 7 penalty box.
Forearms penalty there for double
Forearms.
tap.
Meanwhile, Windmill is out with lead jammer.
And that was a lovely hit out there by Fennell in the last seconds of that jam, just so that making Windmill call that off and think, no, don't want to, let's give the next jammer a power jam start.
Double tap is standing in the Cloud 7 penalty box, so will soon rejoin the fray. Is that even a thing that people say?
We have a timeout for the Inhuman League.
Are there other ones? Can you bring the canvas bag, please? It's there, behind the seat. Yeah.
We will once again take this time to thank our officials, both skating and non-skating. We appreciate you. We could not do this without you.
Thank you, officials. That is Blitz lining up for STRD.
Double tap
still
in the
standing
bin.
in the Cloud 7 penalty bin.
Thank you. And
Blitz
we're
exploding off that jam line and through the pack there to get lead. Double tap, defying gravity, doing some toast hop in on the outside of turn 1 to get out themselves.
as Chaz sits themselves down in the Cloud 7 penalty box to have a think about what they've done. And double tap.
Getting sent back to the penalty box for a cut penalty again.
And JT joining Chaz in the Cloud 7 penalty box. And
Slays them.
again, once again, everybody knows Cloud 7 is where it's at. And we have a stream of SDRD blockers going to the bin.
Some lovely twirly whirly taking Blitzkrieg past Taylor Dawson at the end of turn 3 there.
That
Around
is
the back.
Beth Law and Bullet Bomber in the Cloud 7 penalty box for SDRD.
That was a 12-3 jam for SDRD, bringing our total to 289 to SDRD, 136 to the Inhuman League. As everyone's sitting in the Cloud 7 penalty box, and I've now been handed a piece of paper with the sponsor notes, I will tell you, Cloud 7 creates fully custom roller derby uniforms and apparel. Our individual team web stores provide a quick, streamlined ordering process with no minimum order quantities. Built for quality, built for ease, built for speed. We're putting the silver lining back in uniform organization. Remember, just like the weather in, seriously Cloud, just like the weather in beautiful Newcastle, Cloud has you covered.
I mean, admittedly, he's not wrong. It is a cloudy, cold day in Newcastle.
If you are planning to travel to the Dome later on to catch some roller derby, I do recommend bringing the big coat,
A blanket, a small portable heater.
a dog.
Timeout is over. We've got 9 minutes left on the clock.
It's not flashing. Or is it an official one?
I think it's just 30 seconds for the answer.
The juniors.
What kind of junior game is it?
OTA.
And we are off with Sully on the jam line for SDRD. Being denied lead jammer by a hit off on the inside. And double tap with some lovely footwork on the outside, straight out of the penalty box, and picks up lead.
Those pigtails flying behind.
We love to see it. Sully once again pulling the jammer all the way back to get his players out of the box.
Both jammers managing to avoid getting recaptured by the blockers there. And now stuck in a bit of a mess of human bodies.
And the second you said that, both jammers escaped.
You're welcome, jammers.
And a lovely little juke there, meaning that Sully was unable to take out double tap, and the crowd loved it.
Sully jumping over double tap on the inside line there to get out for another scoring pass.
And some spinning by Sully, but can't quite keep himself in balance from that big hit off by Fennell. Double tap says, I've had enough.
And that was a 5-6 jam, bringing us to 2-9-4 to Southern Discomfort, 1-4-2 to the Inhuman League.
Tamsin,
Yes, Belinda.
what's the score differential? I'm just doing this to be mean to Tamsin at this point.
You know what? I've got a calculator on my phone. I'm going to work smarter,
We've
not harder.
got Windmill versus Pliskin. And Taylor Dawson doing some lovely work on the inside line to help Pliskin get out, but Pliskin gets a cut track. Sorry, no, a forearms penalty, and must go to the penalty box as
I had done my
Windmill
homework
picks up
there,
lead.
Belinda. So as long as no one scores any more points, we were at a 2.07 to 1. But Windmill has ruined that for me now.
And Wins taking a sit down in the Cloud 7 penalty box for a cut track. And Taylor Dawson with a big hit to the outside. Means that Windmill says, no, thank you, I've had enough. Bring on the next jammer. We've got Blitzkrieg on the line. And Pliskin is still in the penalty box. And Blitzkrieg picks up lead. Jammer with a little hop.
Little hop on
Little
turn
hop.
2.
And
Oh.
Crash Test Barbie is going to the Cloud 7 penalty box.
While Blitzkrieg is doing a bean dip on turn 2 and coming round for another scoring pass.
Ran up the outside there like there was no humans.
Fenno doing some lovely offense to get Pliskin out for his initial there.
Again, sometimes Blitz just runs up the line like there are no humans in front of him.
Fenno once again clearing the way for Pliskin to complete that first scoring pass.
And a massive apex jump. Picks up 4 more points for Blitzkrieg and says, nope, that'll do. Thank you very much. We'll have those 12 points and then we'll bring on the next one. We've got a 3-1-3 score for Southern Discomfort at the moment and 1-4-6 to the Inhuman League.
Hoof lining up for the Inhuman League. And that is Sully for SDRD. SDRD fall Sully for SDRD there, falling with style to come round
If
for
you are
lead.
going to fall, it's important to do so with style.
Get lead while you're doing it, preferably.
Exactly, exactly.
And picking up 3 points before calling it off there. Holding till to 0.
We have 3 minutes and 30 seconds left on the timer. We've got Gav and Windmill on the track, and they are both out very quickly. Windmill doing a little dance. Oh, and look at that!
Not quite calling it in time there. Gav managing to land a foot on that apex jump before the 4th whistle there.
You love to see it. However, what I also like was Windmill kind of giving a little bit of applause at that as well. Yeah, good job, mate. Well done.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, it was not. The points have been taken away. Devastation. We've got Blitzkrieg on the line for SDRD.
And we have a first-time appearance for Art Hole jamming for Till this game.
Ooh, someone new.
Lovely side surfing from Art Hole there. However, he has picked up a cut track penalty and will be going for a sit-down in the Cloud 7 penalty box.
Some lovely work there, denying Blitz their first pass, but he is back on, out and picking up those 4 points.
Lots of tumbles on turn 2 there,
A big hit there by Slays them.
which does pick him up a direction penalty.
Because the Cloud 7 penalty box is where it's at. We have Sully on the jam line for SDRD.
And we have Art Hole in the Cloud 7 penalty box for Till.
Lovely work here by the Inhuman League wall. Slowing Sully.
Everybody taking it in turns to take a tumble on turn 1.
And Sully picks up lead jammer, smiling as he goes.
Art Hole, meanwhile, is back from the penalty box and has...
Oh, a lovely little toe stop on the outside there. Picks up 4 points.
I was just confirming that Art Hole had passed the star, and it is true. The star has been passed to Fenno, who is now coming round to have a go at scoring some points.
Oh, a lovely knockout there on the inside line by Blocky, denying Sully another pass, but he does still pick up 2 points. Giving your score so far to 3-3-0 to SDRD and 1-4-6 to the Inhuman League.
We have double tap lining up for the Inhuman League.
And we have Windmill for SDRD.
That SDRD wall have managed to push double tap right back to the back of the pack. Meanwhile,
Bodies hitting the floor everywhere.
yeah,
But Windmill is a lead jammer. Double tap showing off their flexibility again. As Ronjib goes to sit down to keep Donny company in the Cloud 7 penalty bin.
and that is double tap making it out of that SDRD wall there.
And with a
coming round on their
lovely
first
little,
scoring pass.
lovely little leap around Chris Taylor Dawson. Windmill picks up 4 more points.
The noise inside the venue is picking up with a lot of Inhuman shouting coming from the Inhuman bench.
And your unofficial score is 341 to 150. We will stay to update you with the official final score before we will hand you off to whoever is announcing the next game, which is our Junior Roller Derby OTA. It's always very, very exciting seeing the future of roller derby playing.
We are currently recruiting announcers, we believe, for the junior open to all roller derby game about to happen.
And that is official. Your official final score is Southern Discomfort Roller Derby 341, the Inhuman League 150. Remember, Southern Discomfort Roller Derby will be back tomorrow taking on Tyne and Fear.